It is 11 o'clock on, what is the date? I never know. January 17th. The smack dab the middle of January, the middle of winter, and I am going skiing with my daughter right after this. But I'm super excited to share with you what I have going on and what I've done this week. So first of all, the success. Well, no, first of all, I'm going to show you my my failures. I had a giant failure and a major little twist this week. As you know, I've been working on the night critters or the night noise quilt, and I didn't. I made a big change. So my failure. You know, I was working on the. I've done the frog and the cricket and Luna moths. And then I did this darling bat that I love. I love this bat. I'm very happy with the way he turned out. And then the final critter that I was creating is an owl. And I did not want to do an owl. My heart wasn't in it. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. My heart was not in this, and owls are actually quite difficult because they have, well, there are a couple things that make them difficult. So I worked and worked on this stupid thing, and I hate it. So that is going into the trash. And so I went back to the drawing board and I'm like, okay, I can't pull this owl out of me. And people were like, I don't like bats. They're creepy. And then another woman said to me, gosh, you must really like green. All those critters that you're making are green. So I got thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to stick to those green critters. And let me show you, I finished the quilt, but it's not a night noise quilt. It's a different sort of critter quilt. I guess you could say it's my green critter quilt. Okay, nice to see everybody. Thanks for hopping on. Here is the finished quilt. So let me stand back here so I can show you all of my green critters. So you can see the frog, and we've got the cricket and the moth, and I got through in these beautiful beetles. I love those beetles. And that adorable little chameleon. So this is the way the quilt has come together. And I actually couldn't be more happy with it. Oh, you see, I'm going skiing after this. So here I am in my long johns. Anyway, so that's the quilt. It is, and here's what I want. I want you to give me your feedback about what we should call this quilt. I'm really, really happy with it. I love it. I love the colors. I love just my eye wandering around looking at all of these beautiful, luscious fabrics. I'm so, so happy with it. So I need you to help me name it. Maybe something with the green animals, the green critters. I don't know. But the other thing that this has done for me is it has creating these little collages and their own little blocks has really spun off lots of ideas for me. And so one of them is, I'm going to do something fun for Halloween with this adorable bat. And I think that will be really fun. And let's see, what were some other thoughts that I had? Oh, my brain is just going crazy with all the fun that I am going to have with this kind of the ideas that were spun off from this quilt. We're going to do a garden party coming up. I think the next quilt along that I'm going to do, I've gotten so many people who had fun doing that I'm sorry about my long johns. Nature's Beauty, Deborah. I like that name. That's a great one. Happiness in the Grass. I love that. Okay, so one of you guys will come up with the name because I'll take one of your names. So help me figure out what we're going to call this quilt. I will get this quilted. I'm tempted. I want to try my new Bernina, and so I'm gonna probably quilt these. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw it on my long arm. I'm not sure, but I'll have this quilted by next week. That's my goal. I really love having these Monday live videos because I feel like I'm responsible to you to show you my progress. So I'm gonna write the pattern for this. This pattern will go out this week. I will work on getting it. Oh, Barbara, the creator's little critters. I love that. I love that. Barbara, well done. Okay, so we're getting there. We're going to get this quilt named. And there are going to be a series of critter quilts. You know, I'm really anxious to, the next one I'll be working on is my sea creatures, and I'm super excited about that. So, garden song, that's a good one too. Okay, so how about whoever gets to, whoever comes up with a name gets the pattern for free. Anyway, I'll have this quilted next week. I think I am going to put, a border on it, and I think that will pull, frame it really well. We'll put a border on it, and I do have all the fabric available. Well, I need to cut it. I need to figure out the calculations and cut it and write the pattern and everything. But that will be out this week sometime. And then I'm moving on to the sea creatures. I've got a garden party theme that I'm coming up with, and that quilt, the garden party, will be what we're going to do in May with a quilt along. So, and then I've got some other stuff that I'm just so anxious to work on. Okay, let's see then. Let me answer any questions that you have, any suggestions you have, and I'm going to go bug oblivious. Bugalicious. Oh, cute. Okay. So let me go down the comments and the questions. If you have any questions, let me think if there were some particular questions this week that I need to answer. Let me go down here and see. Oh, it's chilly in Texas, but no snow. Well, we haven't had a snowstorm here in Utah for a while, but we've got a ton of snow up in the mountains. I mean, there's still snow on the ground because it's cold. And honestly, my daughter and I are going to go up and get some sunshine because in Utah, when it's really cold, but we haven't had a storm, we have pollution that gets kind of trapped in the valley. And then when you get up into the mountains, it's just crystal clear and beautiful. So we're going to go get some fresh air. All right. We've got Heike from Germany. I always love to see you on. And Amy, thank you for joining me. The bat is cute. He is cuter than real ones. I agree. Thank you. Hilton Head. Oh, Terry, I want to take one more thing I got to tell you guys, and I need your feedback. I have a gigantic birthday coming up in April 4th. I am turning 50, and I'm trying to figure out where to take my family. I love to travel, and so I'm trying to figure out where to take my kids and my family, and Hilton Head is on the list. So if you have any great recommendations, if you want me to come visit you, please let me know. And I think for my 50th birthday, I believe my 50th birthday is on a Monday. And so we will probably, yes, it is. We will be doing a special live video birthday party for me. That will be April 4th. I love my birthday. I'm kind of a nerd, but I'm one of those people that I'm like, hey, I'm still here. I'm loving life. It's going to be, we're going to do something fun for my birthday on this live video. Okay, let's keep going. Terry, thank you. You're so sweet. Let's see. Oh, Barbara. So here's the thing. I did an iguana. And I thought about putting it in this quilt, but the size of it just wasn't quite right, nor was the background. Because you can see this is super, super, it's really vibrant and luscious. And the iguana was the background just wasn't quite right. And I learned a lesson. Man, I'm so good at making mistakes. Don't put your collage elements on the background until you know how you're going to use them. Because if you recall, maybe you don't recall, but I stuck this frog on this purple fabric months and months ago, and I had no idea what I was going to do with the frog, but I loved him. And so really this whole quilt developed around this frog. And so anyway, that's that. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, a warm summer night in South Africa. That sounds delicious. I love warm summer nights. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in here. I'm really embarrassed that I stood up and showed you all my long johns, but you didn't see my ski socks too and my slippers. Okay, let's see. Great suggestions, folks, for the pattern or for the pattern name. Someone else votes for Barbara's name, The Creator's Little Critters. I really love that name because as I was making these bugs, and the little chameleon, I'm looking at that and I'm like, the creator who made these little they're so brilliantly beautiful and they're just exquisite. And it gave me a great appreciation for God's creations. I love that. Okay. Ooh, Grand Cayman, 50th birthday. That's a great idea. A travel sew-along. Great. I like that idea, Karen. Okay, it's a Bug's World. That's good. Okay, so Hale Hughes just said, is photorealism something that can be collage quilted? So if I'm understanding your question, to me, these are quite realistic looking little creatures. That's not cartoony at all. It's very photorealistic. And the answer is yes, I will quilt these. The key with a collage quilt like this is dense quilting. I love the look of dense quilting. It looks exquisitely beautiful and artistic to have a quilt that's densely, carefully quilted. And it's important to ensure that all of these little pieces are tacked down. A couple things I want to talk about with this quilt. So Hale just said, I'm wanting to quilt a photo of my brother that was in the paper years ago. I'm going to give you my recommendation about photorealistic quilts, like little elements like this, or portraits, or my horse is photorealistic. Those are they're much more difficult projects. So if you have never made a collage quilt before, I would be very wary. I would particularly be very careful about creating a portrait of someone unless you have a pretty good background in art or you've made collage quilts before. To create a portrait, to generate a likeness of somebody is a difficult, very advanced thing to do. As a painter, that's the highest form of painting that there is, to create a likeness of somebody. And I personally, that's a challenge. I don't know that I will ever attempt to create a portrait of somebody that I know in a collage quilt. Never say never. I've learned that's something I shouldn't ever do. But I would be very careful about doing that. perhaps, think about another way to, I don't know, another way to honor your brother, or to, maybe it's a photograph that doesn't have his face in it, or a straight on face portrait. Anyway, so that's just my opinion, that I think that those are very, very difficult. Let's see. Uh-oh, Bird just said there was a plumber using glue in the basement and it came up through the floor. Sorry about that. That sounds bad. All right. If there aren't any other questions, I'm going to sign off and tell you all to have a wonderful day and a wonderful holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day, I think, today. I know it's a holiday because my kids are out of school and my husband is off. Yep, it's Martin Luther King Day today. So go have a wonderful celebration of Martin Luther King. And great to see you all here. Join me again next week to see the finished quilt, and watch for this pattern to be available. Now, this pattern is definitely at least an intermediate pattern. Intermediate to advanced is what I would say. So I will be happy to provide some instruction on this. We'll schedule that through one of the live webinars that I'm doing. But keep in mind that this is a little bit more of a difficult project. These bugs are actually really simple. Just be glad I'm not making you do that owl. Okay. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Great to be here with you. And I will see you next Monday, same time, same place, in my studio at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. If you have any questions between now and then, you can find me in the Collage Quilter Academy Facebook group. Or you can always email me, Emily at Collage Quilter. And for any information that you want, that you're searching to learn, or to look for patterns or books, you can find those things and supplies on my website, collagequilter.com. Okay, I'm out. Going skiing. Have a great day. Bye.